One of the most anticipated phones in the recent past has been the Zenfone 2. This was showcased in many other conferences earlier as well. And back in India, it was very anticipated and people were eagerly waiting it. And here we are finally. This is GK from TechPP.com, and this is the unboxing of the Zenfone 2. One of the specialties, or I don't know how to call it, but there are a lot of variants of the Zenfone 2. But the one that we have here is the ZE551ML. This has the 4 GB RAM, and this is the first smartphone with 4 gigs of RAM. So let's go ahead, unbox this, and find out how the device looks like and so on. So the box itself is very neat. It's got this neat design with the slots that tells you the key or select propositions of the phone, and just slide the box and you get to the phone. So this is the grey variant that we have here. We'll come to this in a bit. Let's see what else we have. There's the warranty card, the user guide. We also have the charging adapter and the USB cable as well. And that's it. So this Asus Zenfone 2 has many changes in terms of the design. Let's go over them. One of the key differences that you would instantly notice is the volume rockers at the back. We've seen LG do that with their flagship, and Asus is going to follow suit similar to that. We have the 13 megapixel camera at the top, and on the top of the camera itself is the dual LED dual tone flash. The power rocker is right bang in the middle at the top, and that is rather awkward. You either see it on the side or on the right hand side, usually or at the top, but Asus felt that it's more appropriate for them to put that in the middle. You also have the 3.5mm audio jack. The left and the right portions of the phone, there's nothing, given to the fact that everything else is placed at the top or at the back. At the bottom, you have the USB jack and the microphone, and you also have the capacitive buttons which do not light up. And this is another awkward thing that we're seeing in a flagship phone. The capacitive buttons are not having the backlight. Usually, it's only in the flagship phones that you tend to have premium features, but somehow Asus hasn't gone with that. This phone is powered by 3000 mAh battery, and this comes with the Zen UI built on top of Android 5.0, and this has dual SIM ability and dual 4G, dual standby as well. And this has the internal memory of 32 GB. We'll verify that once we get in, once the UI comes out, and it can also be expanded up to 64 gigs of external memory via micro SD slot. And this also supports the on-the-go cable USB as well. So let's get through this. Alright, so we've always seen Zen UI as one of the good skins that we've got there, very pleasing to the eyes, minimum and things like that. So that is what we would also see here. And the wallpaper is good, and we should see liquid smooth performance on this because it's backed by 4 gigs of RAM and the Intel Atom processor, the quad-core processor, clocking at 2.3 gigahertz. So overall, it's a power-packed device. And in terms of the overall feel, though it's made out of plastic, has that brushed metal finish, it feels really good in the hand. And given the fact that this has a curved design, you don't feel it bulky when you're holding it. In fact, it fits right well into the hands, and we've seen such a design come very good in terms of OnePlus One and other phones as well. So that is a very good design on Asus's part. There's also the speaker grill at the bottom here. So let's open this back panel and see the interiors. So when you actually open this, it doesn't feel as premium as any other normal flagship would be. And if you look at this, it's gonna instantly remind you of those cheap back panels that Samsung used to use. Though it looked premium, it's cheap, plasticky, as we would generally mention it as. So at the back we have the non-removable battery, 3000 mAh, and you have the dual SIM slot as well, and the micro SD slot that can take up to 64 gigs of RAM, of external memory, sorry. So let's put that back. So let's look at the settings. Go to the so this is running on the Android Lollipop 5.0, the Zen UI. And let's look at the storage as well. Try to see how much of storage is available for the user to use. So this model has 32 gigs of memory, and the usable memory is around 25 GB. That is quite good. And finally, in terms of the pricing, this 32 gig variant comes at 19,999 INR, whereas there's another variant which is the 4 gigs of RAM, 64-bit processor, and 64 GB internal memory that comes at 22,999. So in terms of the pricing, it's again very competitive pricing when you consider that this has got a 5.5-inch screen and around 403 ppi, and it's also got the Gorilla Glass 3 protection and the Zen UI on top of it. And we've seen that Asus has been fairly good in terms of the software updates that they release to their phones, and we've also seen that the Zenfone 5 was one of the best camera in the price range, and hopefully during our detailed review we should be able to test the camera. And you also have ability to add external memory, and yes, you cannot remove the battery, but then you have the ability to add in more memory, and also the dual SIM and the dual 4G dual standby. So all of this are the key strengths of the phone, though we saw minor, I don't know if you would call it minor or major, but it boils down to relative preferences. The positioning of the buttons, the power rocker, the volume rocker, and also the capacitive buttons not being backlit. So we'll be back with a detailed review of the phone and try to see how well the Zenfone 2 performs. The overall feeling is it should perform very good. So in terms of the other aspects, do let us know that if you wanted us to compare this with the OnePlus One or any other flagships that you would want to, or any other specifics that you would want us to test out on the Zenfone 2, like the camera, like the performance, like gaming and so on, and we'll also include that in our detailed review. So until next time, this is GK from TechPP.com signing off. Bye bye.